Today's topic is rejection.
Social rejection.
Experiencing rejection. Social rejection. Yes.
Yeah.
So, who wants to start?
Obviously,
Like
Wahid.
rejecting people or getting rejected by people.
Getting rejected.
Oh, I started that years ago, man.
I mean, it was constantly happening, but I became aware like 3 years ago. But it was
So are
constantly
you-
there. But I mean, but at a point I wasn't aware.
Yeah, see, like first thing about rejection is it's a negative. It's a very negative emotion, and we're talking about social rejection, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So like things like these, we tend to like our mind tends to bury them. You know?
Yeah.
একটা কোশ্চেন আছে এখানে আনলাইক এই যে তোর you confess to someone and she said no and you can actually deal with that, there are ways to dealing with that, but social rejection কেমনে ডিল করবি that you don't even realize that they are actually rejecting you, মানে ওরা বলতাছে না they are rejecting you but you feel it.
Yeah, like I think there isn't the fact that there isn't any like the way to deal with it is like constructive self-feedback, right? So that turns to be very difficult for people, and that's why I think we tend to bury these emotions because they're so hard to deal with.
What do we actually mean by social rejection? Yeah.
It's a very subjective topic, like feeling that you are excluded from any sort of social situation, like,
While being in that social
it's-
situation.
you don't have to like let's not try to put it in a box.
Acha, let's
Like-
not put it in a box, like let's say from our point of view, যে আমার ক্ষেত্রে কি হয়, তোর ক্ষেত্রে কি হয়, ওর ক্ষেত্রে কি হয়.
Yeah, see, like since it is so relative and so personal, every instance of it is going to be anecdotal. There is no concrete, at least to us there is no concrete definition.
Yeah.
So like let's not go there. Social rejection can like it's sort of like not sort of it definitely shapes you to be the person that you become in later life, okay? And it is maybe perhaps the most negative kind of feedback you can get from other people. Like, I just undermined abuse and shit. So, like it is one of the most negative forms of feedback you can get from people. Okay? So, like I was saying, our minds are tuned to like naturally bury these like experiences associated with this feeling. So most of us obviously don't remember much about social rejection unless it's like super significant, right? And when we decided to like talk about this topic, first of all, we are not in any way qualified to be anyone's therapist, so like just fuck off. This is me socially rejecting you. Okay?
No, this is you outright rejecting someone,
Yes.
not social.
So so thing is I can tell you how I dealt with this. I didn't deal with it like well, but I can tell you how I dealt with it and how I should have dealt with it. Okay? How I think I should have dealt with it. Okay? So draw conclusions from that, if you will, at your own risk. Other than that, I take no responsibility. I mean, I'm getting like a psychology degree from Coursera. I don't know how significant that is.
Let's just listen to Wahid's story and like
So
do not
okay,
apply
so,
his
like,
methods.
do not, absolutely do not,
Yeah, basically.
because I am yeah, let's not go there.
Do not
Achha,
apply
so-
any of our methods. Bhai. We are self-harmers. We harm ourselves a lot.
Yeah, I harmed my dick like 5 minutes ago. Okay, so
Yeah, pore doctor দেখাইস।
yeah, so like yeah, so we obviously don't remember most of these because they are very subtle in shaping you to be the person you are. For example, like I do not believe anyone is born shy or something. মানে এই কথাটা just কেন যে কয় মানে থাবড়ায় দাঁত ফেলে দিতে ইচ্ছা করে। It's all a result of like feedback from your environment. So usually what happens is the more negative feedback you get from society, the more introverted you become, the more you start fearing these sorts of situations. So I shall share 2 instances of me feeling socially rejected. One is the very first time I think I felt that emotion. This was back in, I think, my first day of school. First or second. I don't remember which. So I went to school, like, up until that point, I think I was mostly like, so both my parents were like working people. ঠিক আছে, আমার বাসায় খুব একটা টাইম ছিল না আর কি। And I was raised basically by the maid, my grandma, and sometimes my sister when she was around. So obviously I was very excited to meet new people. Wow, like shit, like these someone other than my cousins. So like even then I felt awkward. I remember feeling awkward, like as of what's the common ground here with people, right? Like আমিও স্কুল আসছি, ও স্কুল আসছে, but is that enough for a conversation? Obviously at 5 or 4 years old I wasn't having these এত deep conflicting thoughts. I was thinking like, wow, I need to talk to someone or something. So I used to read a lot of books, always. So আমি ক্লাসে ঢুকে দেখলাম যে একটা ছেলে বসে বই পড়তেছে, এন্ড কোন বই পড়তেছে আমি হচ্ছে ওই আগে হচ্ছে নিউ মার্কেটে ওই যে ডিজনি অ্যান্ড আদার অ্যানিমেটেড টিভি শো বা মুভির ছবি দেওয়া কয়েকটা গল্পের বই পাওয়া যেত না, লাইক ওই যে পিনোকিও অ্যান্ড শিট। সো আমি ওইগুলো সব পড়ে ফেলছিলাম এক্সেপ্ট ওয়ান, আই থিঙ্ক অনামিকা or something নাম ছিল। I don't know which story that translated to, but yeah. So I was like, hey, can I have a look? I'm like, a happy-go-lucky kid, like, hey, you read books, I read books too. Can I have a look? And the dude like just snapped the book away from me. I wasn't even reaching for it, ঠিক আছে? Just like, you know, just snotty bitches like এই বয়সে হইলে ডেফিনেটলি থাপ্পড় খেত, এরকম
থাপ্পড় ইজ অ্যান আন্ডারস্টেটমেন্ট।
আমি বাইরে মেরে হলাইতাম এখন যদি
ওই বইটা দিয়ে বাড়তি, ওই বইটা দিয়ে ওরা বাড়া উচিত।
হ্যাঁ, so he did that and I'm like, আমি কিছু কইলাম, আমি what is this? আমি কিছু বলি like I'm like 4 or 5. I haven't experienced this shit before. I remember before this আমার বাপ আমার টাকা দিছিল, একটা টাকার নোট, আমি ওইটা নিয়ে you know, like pulling them and makes a weird sound. I was a kid, man. I had to discover things to like keep myself busy আর কি। সো আমি ওরকম টানতে টানতে একটা টাকার নোট ছিঁড়া ফেলাইছি একবার। আমার বাপ কিছু কয় নাই আমারে। That's the kind of social acceptance I'm used to, and this kid's like, go away. And কিছু কয়ও না, জাস্ট বইটা একটা টান দিয়ে নিও, এরকম একটা কইরা আবার পড়া শুরু করে দেব। And I just don't know how to process this, so আমি চলে গেলাম অন্যদিকে গিয়ে বসে পড়লাম। That's probably the first instance I remember আর কি। And more recently, this was, I think, in 2018, back when I still used to study at a reputed place. Okay, so second semester was over, so we had this trip. Okay, like this is priceless. ঠিক আছে এই গল্পটা হ্যাঁ So we had this sort of trip planned, ব্যাচের সবাই like 70-80 পোলাপান কই যাবে সাজেক যাবে হ্যাঁ and yeah মানে by this point I am very withdrawn ঠিক আছে I am not in any way extroverted I am very into myself মানে this is like I remember this because it's recent and it's a more মানে I experienced this after my worldview was more or less concrete set in stone yeah so like this was affirmation this was reaffirmation to me that I need to like build my own fortress of belonging I can't find it and I can't expect to find it out there yeah so from the first night when আমরা যখন বাসে উঠলাম we took 2 buses hire করে like people are like মানে আমার বাসে যারা উঠলো like I just remember watching them 12টা একটার সময় বাসের মধ্যে JBL স্পিকারে মানে অ্যাবসার্ড বাজে বাজে এই যে কি গান এগুলোরে কয় এই যে I don't even know man something
Hindi or Bangla
English.
Not Hindi Bangla these were after all মানে you know where I've been right এরা হিন্দি বাংলা ছাড়তে একটু like self conscious
At least Hindi হইলো মানে it would have had an explanation to itself.
মানে I think Deja Vu albumটা ছেড়ে দিছিল because I had like
I hate
a similar reaction I had like a similar reaction ঠিক আছে ওইরকম কিছু একটা ছাড়ছিল হ্যাঁ and I'm like and নাচতেছে রাতের 12টা একটা
ট্রিপল
সময়
এক্সটেনশন আর না কি জানি একটা আছে না ওই টাইপের
এক্স্যাক্টলি ওই টাইপের গান ছাইরা নাচতেছে রাতের 12টা একটা সময় মুভিং বাস বাইরে বৃষ্টি পড়তেছে বাসের ছাদে সমস্যা মানে this is hilarious because David you know where what place I'm talking about which place these people like are study at right these are supposed to be peak business people right
these are supposed to be the elites
yes and a bus with a fucking like wrecked roof is the best they could do ঠিক আছে
okay there is a saying regarding that elite place that this place tends to take in abnormal people and turn them into elites I don't know how that happens like actual idiots and abnormal people
no man like I don't know where you got that from and man আমি ওইটা নিয়ে
that's a personal story ওটা পরে কইতাছি
yeah I am obviously biased in this regard so আমি কিছু বলবো না হ্যাঁ like I am not in an objective position to make a statement about that place yeah so the thing is I remember looking at these people and I'm like are they actually enjoying this or is this what I have to do to be socially accepted right I remember having that existential dilemma in a bus while it's raining on top of my head
I have that almost every day when I'm in like university
fortunately I always prepare myself with মানে copious supply of music মানে actual music not deja vu actual music and usually I মানে তখন হচ্ছে অডিও বুক নামে শুনতাম ছোট অডিও বুক ওই ক্রিপি পাস্তা টাইপের ওইরকম লাইক আমি 12-13 ঘন্টার মতো নামায় নিয়ে গেছিলাম and music তো আছেই হ্যাঁ so it wasn't so bad মানে alone it wasn't so bad I need to set the environment for what happened afterwards to complete my story because once we got there was a total breakdown ঠিক আছে of the perceived social group thing the batch fell apart I think and even the people I might be slighting what is that sound okay never mind the people I might be slighting will agree with me on this that there was like a proper মানে ফায়ার বম্বিং অফ রিলেশনশিপস হ্যাঁ মানে
Ouch.
আমি খুব ছোট করে খুব মানে আই ডোন্ট থিঙ্ক দিস হ্যাজ মানে আমি এর চেয়ে বেশি ক্লিয়ার করে মানে নুয়ান্সড ভাবে বলতে পারবো বিকজ মানে দ্য ফাইট ওয়াজ সো সিলি ঠিক আছে we got to like মানে মানে ফেস টু ফেস মানে একটা রাস্তার দুই পাশে দুইটা ওই সাজেক রিসোর্টস হ্যাভ ইউ সিন সাজেক রিসোর্টস
ছবি দেখছি
হ্যাঁ সো লাইক ফার্স্ট অফ অল দ্য রুম সাক হ্যাঁ দ্য রুম সাক মানে আমি প্রত্যেক পদে পদে গিয়ে আমার নিতে কষ্ট হইতেছিল যে এরা ব্যবসা করে ঠিক আছে মানে আমার অ্যাকচুয়ালি কষ্ট হইতেছিল অ্যান্ড আমি লাইক আই হ্যাড আ ফিউ লাইক গুড ফ্রেন্ডস মানে I had a few good friends. I was discussing with them that is this actually happening? Because like they're like rasta, they're like ওই একটু বাথরুমের সমস্যা গাছের নিচে গিয়া পেশাব করিস or something. So and I'm like মানে dude like this is something if I and Navid randomly decided to just like keep driving on Navid like you can picture this right আমরা যদি গাজীপুরের পর্যন্ত গিয়ে আমরা just like decided যে আমরা এখন ড্রাইভ করতে থাকবো like দেখি কত দূর যাওয়া যায় and then যদি like রাস্তায় হিসু পায় this is what we do right হ্যালো নাভিদ কি নাই ও shit
মিউট করে রাখছে নিজেকে
চলে গেল আচ্ছা যাই হোক so yeah Navid texted yes okay so this is like spontaneously আমরা যা করব right আমরা গরিব হ্যাঁ I could not believe these like elites were capable of this did they even acha egula bad dei dude the main conflict between the groups were like the batch was divided into two groups halal and haram
তো বহে
I kid you not halal and haram like মানে একটা গ্রুপ ছিল যে they were like out to party হ্যাঁ মানে and you know how these parties go drinking and shit হ্যাঁ ওইটা নিয়েও ঝামেলা হয়েছে ওইটা আমি পরে একদিন বলবো
ওর কল শেষ করে
a large group of people were into that যে পার্টি করব and another group of people which included the people who like set this trip up মানে দুই চারজন মিলে এটা করছিল অ্যারেঞ্জ করছিল they had a conflict like the party group was like এটা কি facility মানে actually মানে the party group got worse off আর কি হ্যাঁ মানে দুইটা রিসর্টের মধ্যে একটা তাও লাইক মোটামুটি কনক্রিট ছিল it wasn't finished concrete it was like skeleton building আছে না পিছনে ওয়াল ছিল না ডুড পিছনে ওয়াল ছিল না জিনিসটার হ্যাঁ but it's still a building হ্যাঁ it's still concrete the other one was বাঁশের এই যে ছই কি বলে এগুলারে মানে ওই লাইক বাঁশ দিয়ে একটা জিনিস বানায় না মাদুরের মতো that was what the walls were made of ঠিক আছে I seriously think one night I heard someone fucking in the other room হ্যাঁ মানে I am about 80% sure about this yeah so that happened and মানে plus একটা খুবই জঘন্য ব্যাপার হইতেছিল যে the halal group was hoarding supplies like water and shit and yes I legit like let me explain to you a conflict I heard personally মানে এই হারামের এদিক দিয়ে মানে আমি হারাম বলতে উইয়ার্ড লাগতেছে these are actually মোটামুটি রিজনেবল পিপল আর কি হ্যাঁ এরা গিয়ে বলতেছে যে আমাদের এখানে পানি নাই পানি দাও হ্যাঁ and a particularly sassy person from the other group replies that তোমাদের না অনেক drinks আছে ওইগুলো খাও and আমি টাস্কি খেয়ে গেছি যে ভাই these adult people are these adults not under the supervision of their parents like
how old were you guys at the time
I remember I was, I think, 2018 or 21. I wasn't particularly young, you know. মানে এরা হইতেছে they're all above legal age, হ্যাঁ 19, 20, 21 এরকম, হ্যাঁ no one below 19, হ্যাঁ And আমি জাস্ট আমি তখন সাজেক হ্যাজ আ সারিয়াল বিউটি কিন্তু একদিক I can't deny that. চারপাশে fog and shit and আমি মানে like off the edge of a cliff আমি তাকে ভাবতেছি যে is this actually happening or like is this like simulation এ ঝামেলা হইতেছে and I'm becoming self-aware, right? I remember having that sensation like a few times yeah. This happened a few times. So there's this tribal Lord of the Flies situation. There's this intra-group conflict. And I have to make it clear that this conflict reaches back to before, a long time before this happened. ওইটা না যাই, ওইটা দরকার নাই, but what I need to let you know is this my position in this started with siding with the halal group in a conflict, আরেকটা conflict আরো আগের, because in that particular scenario they were right. So as a reasonable person myself I sided with them, ঠিক আছে? What I didn't expect was them taking this hard mentality টা এত কঠিন ভাবে অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে রিপাবলিকান ডেমোক্রেট টাইপের মারামারি লাগাই দিবে, এটা আমি এক্সপেক্ট করি নাই, হ্যাঁ So in later conflicts they tried to hold a position that wasn't in any way justified. And they expected everyone to stick to it, ঠিক আছে?
Because it was a majority.
It was a conflict, and they expected the ones on their team to stick with them, yeah. So I kind of rebelled. আমি বলছি যে এটা তো ঠিক না, and they took that as me siding with the jumping ship to the haram thing, yeah. In the aftermath, after this trip was finished, I'll just tell you this much যে এটা নিয়ে বিশাল মারামারি লাগছিল, মারামারি না ঝগড়াঝাটি লাগছিল. These are elite people after all. এরা মারামারি করলে একটু সমস্যা হয় আর কি. তো and
yes, I can imagine them fighting.
Yeah, we have a certain term for them as Bangla medium people.
Nah, dude, Bangla mediums know how to fight, ঠিক আছে?
No. Navid, I say farm, you say murgi. Farm. আচ্ছা থাক, দরকার নেই. So
ভাই আমরা look English medium.
ভাই আমি ইংলিশ মিডিয়ামে পড়ছি and
আমি দুইটাতেই পড়ছি, ভার্সনেও পড়ছি, বাংলা মিডিয়ামেও পড়ছি এককালে।
না, আমি ইংলিশ অ্যাকচুয়াল মিডিয়ামে পড়ছি, so I take a hard I take
when you say farm তখন ইংলিশ মিডিয়ামই মাথায় আসে, and basically ওই টাইপের পোলাপানি, ঠিক আছে? ওই যে ধানমন্ডি গ্যাংস্টার্স।
I hardcore side with Bangla. They are infinitely more what do you say, accepting, I think. They're infinitely closer to the ground than,
yes,
you know, you understand what I'm talking about. আচ্ছা ওটা বাদ দেই. So
আমি এদের কনফ্লিক্টের কথা কইতাছি. I know how these conflicts, these intellectual people's conflicts go.
হ্যাঁ, so after ওইটাতে না যাই. So afterwards aftermath যখন আমরা ঝগড়া করতেছি এটা নিয়ে, আমি একটু কথা বলতে গেছিলাম something নিয়ে, and a person legit told me যে এই গাঁজা খেয়ে পইরা থাকলে সারাদিন এগুলো আর তো খেয়াল করতে পারবো না, and আমার কিছু বলা লাগে নাই. At this point some other dude just butted in and said he hasn't even smoked a whole cigarette in his life, you moron.
Okay.
So আমি তোর সাথে পরে খাইছি সেটা ঠিক আছে,
ওটা আলাদা হিসাব ছিল, বাট আচ্ছা
that wasn't cigarettes, so that was mango. It was mango cigarettes, doesn't count.
Was it strawberry or mango?
Mango.
আচ্ছা whatever, এটা
খাইতাম না.
আচ্ছা হয় Mountain Dew লকে, it was an experience.
Yeah, it was a good day. at least. আচ্ছা তো মানে what I choose to consume abrar is irrelevant here. What is relevant is the mentality and the quality of banter, I'd say.
Yeah.
মানে if someone says stuff like that, do you at any point মানে after this even consider taking them seriously?
No.
না এদের সাথে কথা বলার আগে 2টা থাপ্পড় দিবি, তারপর কথা কয়া আরো 2টা থাপ্পড় দিবি, ওরা কথা কইতে দিলে আরো 2টা থাপ্পড় দিবি।
ওইদিকে না যাই, আমি এক্সট্রা টক্সিক আজকে আর কি। হ্যাঁ আমি চাচ্ছি না, আমি ওটা চাচ্ছি না, আমি একটা অবজেক্টিভ রানডাউন দিতে চাইতেছি অফ মাই এক্সপিরিয়েন্স। আই হোল্ড নো ইল উইল, ঠিক আছে? নাভিদ এগুলো শুই না খুব লাফায় যে আমি কেন কিছু করিনি, মানে কিছু করার লাগবে, এখানে কি করার আছে? এইসব কথাবার্তা কইলে পরে এদের সাথে মানে
ওদের সাথে কমিউনিকেট করার তো আর কোনো অপশন থাকে না। লাইক হাউ ডু ইউ কমিউনিকেট উইথ দিস কাইন্ড অফ পিপল? দেয়ার ইজ নো কমিউনিকেশন। ইফ দে ক্যান সে সামথিং লাইক দ্যাট, দ্যাট মিন্স দে আর নট গোয়িং টু ইভেন লিসেন।
এক্স্যাক্টলি,
aftermath.
এদের সাথে কথা কইবি না, এদের সাথে আগে থাপ্পড় দিবি তারপর যাওয়ার হইব।
I mean,
Acha, I was extra stoic at this point because the trip had happened and I had realized what I had to realize, which I will come to now. ঠিক আছে? So I am in this boat of like, you can see where I am. ঠিক আছে? I am neither here nor there. Have I done a good job of portraying that? Because hard mentality কিন্তু মানে ওয়ান সাইডেড হয় না কোনো সময়। হ্যাঁ, I sided with one side doesn't mean I get a মানে free pass with them forever, ঠিক আছে? You remember I switched sides on both occasions, so like I am nobody's friend actually in this world which মানে থাক this Oz. I can explain this as Oz and nothing more. This is like a Alice in Wonderland type of situation. By the way, I'm not Alice. I'm not a good person. So the thing is, of course, people come together in such trying times. I had friends who I chose to rely on, who were like as woke to the situation as I was, maybe even more. I had certain expectations out of them. But I saw them equally as depressed as I was. But specifically this one person, আমার খুব ক্লোজ ছিল, he was mostly there to like acclimate himself with this other group of people, ছোট আরেকটা like subgroup টাইপের। এরা সবাই মোটামুটি reasonable. They acknowledge the dire situation and they took no sides আর কি। These are reasonable people, ঠিক আছে? These are reasonable decisions. হ্যাঁ, I am not trying to portray anyone as the antagonist in this situation. What I'm trying to say is everyone found a place ekhane. And I need to like tell you about a specific experience of mine. Ekdin ami just like amader building tay ami just হাঁটতেছিলাম because আমার রুমে 3 জন ছিল। they were like মানে 3 জন, বাকি 3 জনের অবস্থা বললি তারা একদিন তারা জাস্ট রাতে এসে like অনেক রাতে এসে তারা just like threw up in the toilet from you know what, and like occasionally laughed at my jokes. That's the entirety of my acquaintance with them আর কি। হ্যাঁ, they were chill people, decent people, but like when you're throwing up from all the coolness you just consumed, like I can't have a proper discussion with you about my feelings and shit, ঠিক আছে? So like I felt like 3 দিন ছিলাম তো এখানে, by the second day I was like this is not working out. For the first time কোথাও থেকে আমি আমার মাকে ফোন করে বলছিলাম যে আম্মা আমার ভালো লাগতেছে না।
ও ওয়াও, ওকে।
হ্যাঁ, I have to tell you this was also that right after my finals. When I came 1 month after this I dropped out. Just straight up. And like the thing is I had studied. I was fairly sure that I wouldn't drop out. ওইটার কাহিনী আরেকদিন বলবো যে how that actually came to pass. নাভিদ জানে, কিন্তু নাভিদরা আমি বলছি। হ্যাঁ, and I was fairly sure I wouldn't drop out. If I weren't, আমি যাইতাম না। হ্যাঁ, But even still আমি একটা weird position-এ মানে drop out করতে পারি, result দেয় নাই, but I was fairly serious that semester. হ্যাঁ, 8 পাইছিলাম দুইটাতে। So I'm just saying all of this to like tell you about my mental state. হ্যাঁ, আমি just আমার just মনে হইতেছিল যে I am like this is a world and I
You don't
remember
belong here.
মানে আমি like I remember taking a walk through the fog and shit, listening to Major Tom, the song, and I started feeling like I'm an astronaut, and just like Earth's gravity is just stopping. Like it doesn't work on me anymore. I am consistently like that is what I pictured. Yeah, আমি just দূরে সরে যাচ্ছি. The gravity isn't pulling me. আমি just like, and I'm not coming home, and this is not home, and like that's what I pictured. It's extra romanticized because I'm a narcissist like that, but that's what I felt. I'm an island. No one's getting to me. So এইভাবে আমি ঘুরে বেড়াইতেছি একটা ছোট গ্রুপ থেকে আরেকটা ছোট গ্রুপের কাছে, একজনের সাথে কিছুক্ষণ ব্রিজ খেলি, আরেকজনের সাথে কিছুক্ষণ পোকেমন নিয়ে গিয়ে যাই। That's what's happening. So একটা পয়েন্টে গিয়া দেখি যে কেউ মানে সবাই লাইক বিজি ডুইং সামথিং। হ্যাঁ, সো there's this room, মানে একটা রুমে সবাই মানে লাইক a big group is gathering and they're all playing Uno, ঠিক আছে? And I can tell you right now, I fucking hate Uno, ঠিক আছে? The retarded scream you have to do at the end, Uno বলে চিল্লাইতে হয়। I feel like that's the most retarded ending to a game ever. I just can't take it. I can't take this game. I cannot. I love games, but I can't take this game. This is the one game I wouldn't play if it were the end of the world. However, such was my situation that I decided to knock at the door and ask, hey guys, can I play? Or just watch you play. And this is what happened. I think they didn't even hear what I said or even try to hear what I said. They're just like, na jayega nahi. Like, I think when I am not doing a good enough job of explaining their situation, right? I don't think anyone after hearing someone say, can I just watch you play, can say, na jayega nahi. No one in their right minds would do that. Like, does that sound like a reasonable assumption to you, Abrar?
I mean,
these are people I knew, ঠিক আছে? These are people I'm on like fair terms with, ঠিক আছে? It's not like
I'll just say this, like hearing all this, I'm actually kind of glad right now that I never went to university, like in a formal university at least. I'm kind of glad.
Yeah, it has its moments. Yeah. So the thing is, like, they said that, and like,
what the hell?
And the people who said that, like, I am still on good terms with them, ঠিক আছে? But
why?
Like, obviously, like, always at a distance. I'm never letting them in a sense. Yeah. Like, you can understand that, right? And like, that's the thing, like, na jayega nahi. I don't think that was a conscious response. I think they just wanted like me to go away because their group was having a moment. Yeah, this all sounds very petty to me ekhon while saying this, because it's no one's responsibility to make me feel welcome. That's on me. At least in my worldview, it is. But I have a very selfish worldview. I have a very selfish worldview in that, like, I take all the credit for everything I achieve, and I take all the credit for everything that I don't achieve, everything I fail at. And that's my way of dealing with the world. And to that end, this feels very petty, bitching about this now, like years later.
But it's still like that is no way to treat another person. you know. Not how, like the situation, how they treated you. I do not think that is acceptable in any circumstance.
I would agree with you if this happened to someone else. However, like when it comes to me, you know how we have been acquainted for a short time, but you know how I am. ঠিক আছে? When I have been through too much to attribute this to something else. আমি যদি, if I don't take responsibility for the things I experience, I can't live. ঠিক আছে? I'll go insane. আমি পারবো না. Because too many bad things have happened that like I have to attribute to myself, or else like I cannot believe that there is a God who is merciful in any way. ঠিক আছে? And even from my privileged position, I don't think God, that can happen. I'm privileged, অনেক privileged. I acknowledge that. But like
all hard here.
Yeah, so the story, just let me finish the story, like because just the feeling, মানে এই অ্যানালিসিসে আমার আসলে যাওয়া উচিতই হয়নি, আমি জাস্ট স্টোরিটা শেষ করি. So after hearing that, I think now that I should have cleared it up, because guys, I asked if I could just join you and like from the side, if I could just watch, but that's not what I did. What I felt like was, this is sort of like the end. This is sort of like, I got, at that very moment, I felt like I will never belong here. Logic aside, that's what I felt. And I walked out and I like, you know the Sajek road? লম্বা একটা রোড যে
yes again ছবি দেখছি
পরের দিকে ওই লাস্টের দিকে যেতে দেয় না, মিলিটারি ফিরায় দেয় ফর সাম রিজন, প্রবাবলি টু কিপ পিপল ফ্রম, আচ্ছা না ওই জোক মারবো না, ওই জোক মারলে আমাকে মেরে দিবে. সো লাইক আই ডোন্ট নো ওয়েন আই স্টার্টেড ওয়াকিং. ঠিক আছে? আমি বের হয়ে আই জাস্ট স্টার্টেড ওয়াকিং. And when I came out, it was like daylight chilo na, because like to complete the circle of unholiness, আমি কই সাজেক দেখতে গেছে 3 দিন টানা বৃষ্টি পড়ছে. বাসা থেকে বাইরে যেতে পারে নাই. ঠিক আছে? সাজেক ট্রিপে like I have to say this, ঠিক আছে, সাজেক is not a place you stay at. ঠিক আছে? ইটস আ প্লেস ইউ প্যাস থ্রু. এখানে থাকার কিছু নেই, থাকার দেখার কিছু নাই ওখানে. জাস্ট লাইক it's a place you visit and you come back, you stay at Khagrachari or something, right? So ওখানে গিয়া সাজেকে গেছে থাকতে, 3 দিন থাকতে 3 দিন বৃষ্টি পড়ছে সমান. So like it was like light drizzle. I remember I was just walking. আমি হাঁটতে হাঁটতে কোন সময় ফার্স্টে লাইক দ্য ফার্স্ট থিং আই নোটিসড ওয়াজ যে আমি কোন সময় ওই মিলিটারি গার্ড যেটা থাকে যে একটা পয়েন্টের পরে আর যাইতে দেয় না, ওইটা ক্রস করে আমি কোন সময় আরো 1-2 মাইল চলে গেছি আমি জানি না. নো ওয়ান লাইক টোল্ড মি টু লাইক টার্ন ব্যাক ইফ ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু লিভ অর সামথিং. সো আমি ওইটা নোটিস করে আই টার্ন ব্যাক and started going back. And these walks, I remember সন্ধ্যা হয়ে গেছে, and in between the time আমি পুরাটা হাঁটছি and like I was contemplating stuff. And I had doubts from the very beginning, from day one that I got in there, I felt like I didn't belong. প্রথম দিকে I can discount the প্রথম দিকের এফেক্ট as ওই যে কি ইম্পোস্টার সিনড্রোম না কি জানি কয় যে, I can discount the first stages of not belonging to that specific place to imposter syndrome. But তখন আইসা তখন like I came to the conclusion that if I dropped out, I wouldn't be as sad as I thought. Because like you understand, right? I never felt so utterly crushed ওইভাবে and like that was like আমি back and forth হাঁটতেছিলাম and to their credit some of my friends tried to check up on me but I don't think I have been this frank about that discussion with anyone ever before ঠিক আছে এত ক্যান্ডিডলি বলি না এই জিনিসটা আগে সো মানে আমি ব্যাক অ্যান্ড ফোর্থ হাঁটতে হাঁটতে লাইক সাম থটস আই হোল্ড টু দিস ডে হ্যাঁ সাম নাইলিস্টিক থটস দ্যাট আই হ্যাড ডিউরিং দ্যাট টাইম আই হোল্ড টু দিস ডে ঠিক আছে লাইক আই থিঙ্ক দ্যাট ওয়াজ মানে আই ওয়াজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি মানে হ্যাপি উইথ দ্য ডে মানে আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি লাফাইতেছিলাম দ্য ডে উই কেম ব্যাক but that's a different story because ওইখানেও ঝামেলা লাগছিল because you know this is like yeah
শান্তি নেই জীবনে শান্তি নেই
মানে that's the story but the feelings I can't really explain you know because the story is so exhausting the feelings are like yeah man key I don't belong here yeah that's that with someone kept you know you have your inner voices like Navid bolte parbe you have 5 or 6 inner voices and shit he likes to characterize them as voices because it's dramatic it's dramatic
yeah basically.
I like to characterize them as nothing because most of our thoughts mean nothing yeah but I remember on that day like all of my voices were unanimously agreeing on the fact that I do not belong here and that can be entirely attributed to depression because depression influences your thought process like that but dude after what happened like what else can you do right
yeah
so আমাদের টপিকের জন্য এতটুকু রেলেভেন্ট আমি এতটুকু বলে থামি তোরা এবার বল বিকজ I took up a lot of time I'm sorry man
no that's fine so Navid do you want to go or I'll go
You go mine's really short
okay so I actually have a hard time identifying any specific situations or events that I would characterize as, you know, social rejections. And I mean, that doesn't really make sense when I think about it because, well, you know, college and all that, whatever. But I think I just want to share 3 different stories. It will be kind of similar to how Wahid did his bit because I'll start with something that happened really early and try to end with something that happened sometimes not really recent. It's been what 6 years 5 years or something well
college naki
no not college I don't really want to get into college like okay let's get this out of the way in college I was alone like in college I was literally alone I think I knew one person.
You were alone to the point that I feel guilty now talking to you because I feel in ways responsible to the
no yeah. Look here's the way I see that whole situation and a lot of situations in my life actually that it was my fault ultimately you know it wasn't my classmates' fault, it wasn't the college's fault, it wasn't my teacher's fault, it wasn't my parents' fault, it was nobody's fault, it was mine. If I had
But dude, if we're being honest, it was absolutely your classmates' fault. Because all of them sucked.
That is true.
I mean,
I
don't
went to
want
the same college as you have. I
And
sat in
same
the
class
same
and same, yeah.
Yeah, they sucked. Let's just get that out of the way. They sucked.
Some of them did. Some of them are like,
All of them sucked.
not all of them.
All of them sucked.
Some of them
Okay,
are like
fine.
my childhood friends, so I kind of know.
I do not hold many radical opinions that are unfounded. All of them sucked.
look.
Yeah, fine.
I-
Let me
like-
put it this way. Wait. Let me put it this way. Like we were at an age. I think the way I say it now, we were at an age that we just weren't really prepared or equipped to be like not suck. We are not ready to not suck, at college. And like, oh man.
Yeah, Navid. I know what you want to say, but anything any good that was done by Tushar and ZT was ultimately negated by Yamin.
Shala.
They all sucked. They all sucked. I will not change my opinion.
Acha, fine, just continue.
So, I wouldn't call that really a social rejection, because I was at fault as well. Like, if I look back now, the way my mind worked at the time was not really. It wasn't in any way conducive to a healthy human life. I'm not even going to say relationship. It was not healthy for my life. It was bad. It was really bad. And that manifested in, people shunned me and I shunned them at the same time. It was. Let's forget about college for a second. I want to go back to like
Can we forget about college for like
Rest of our
I want
lives.
to.
forever?
I want to. Yeah, I want to. I really want to.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry,
so-
I keep interrupting you, man.
No problem. Let's go back to my high school.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
yeah, high school. Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
কি নাভিদ, তুমি এত খারাপ একটা ছেলে।
Yeah, I do. And I'm sorry.
So, you guys remember coachings, right?
Yep.
Of course.
I don't want to, but I do.
I never went to it.
Okay, yeah, like very good. Like there used to be batches. We used to have like batches for the evening or the morning. I was in the day shift, so my school actually started at 12 and went up to 5. So that was nice. It messed up my whole sleep schedule and everything, but that's another topic. So one day I was at my biology coaching, and I don't know, I wanted to do something nice or whatever. So for context, right? For context, at the time, for me, getting 20 taka from my parents, or 20 or 30 taka from my parents was, wow, that's a lot of money, because at the time my parents used to, like, my mother used to take me to school and take me back and whatever. I usually used to just walk. Money wasn't really that big a thing. So I don't know why I don't remember why I decided to buy chewing gums, center fruits. Okay, that's fine. And then I went to the coaching, and everyone was already there, seated and everything. And for some reason, I don't know why, why did I do it? I thought it would be fun to just throw the chewing gums to other students for them to catch.
Okay.
Guess what happened? After I threw like all of the chewing gums, or maybe 70% or something, like there were around 15 to 20 people there, 20 students. One student just, let me just, I was in class 6 or 7 at the time, okay, or maybe 8. So, like, what's my age? 13, 14, 13 or 14, something like that. So, one of the students threw his chewing gum back at me. And then one by one, each and every one of them threw their chewing gums back at me. And I just stood there, getting pelted by chewing gums. Wow. Okay.
Wait, the fuck?
Yeah.
And what is this? Hey, Navid, I mean, I can't place this, man. It's a key.
আমি কিছু বলার নেই আমার
না মানে what এটা কি ভাই মানে were they like half tune or something, so like was there any reason to throw them back?
I mean, I guess I shouldn't have thrown the chewing gums.
Like,
I should have
listen.
just distributed it properly, you know.
Who does that? Like, are you Mother Teresa? By chewing gum, this I would like. I would key. Anyone should like go up to the guy and like, hey, thanks, or dude, take a thanks. What the fuck?
Yeah, basically I'd be like, hey man, thanks, this was nice.
You know, we are young, you know, let's just put it up to the,
Man, that is like, what the fuck, man?
and you know what I did with the chewing gums? I just threw it all down the drain because, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? What the fuck? Anyway. So that happened.
Yeah. Go on, man. Go on, please.
So that happened once. I remember when I first came to Dhaka and went to the, like, you know, entrance exams, right?
Yeah.
The first entrance exam I went to, I remember I had some problems with the question or something, so I went up to the teacher and asked him about it, and he was like, okay, this and that, okay, fine. Later when I was done with the exam and I went to give him the exam paper, answer sheet, he had a note, he had a little note, and remember, I'm like 12 years old at the time. He had a little note, he had a number written and a name written. And he's like, okay, so look, this here, you should give this to your mother and tell her that this is a doctor for this is a speech therapist, and you should go contact, and you have some problems, you should try to contact with him and get in touch and do some stuff, like get yourself checked out.
You were 12, you're saying?
I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Fine. I did not understand at the time, like what the hell he ended up doing. But I remember when I came back home, my mother was furious. But, you know, she didn't actually explain shit to me. She should have, but whatever. It's not her fault, but anyway. Then I said three stories, right? I think this is going to turn into 4. Somehow.
Yeah, we're gonna continue.
Dude, make it 69 stories.
I'll try. I can actually do it if I try.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we all can. I can go up to 420. So
anyway, in 2014. Yeah, 2014. Well, how do I put it? Okay, background first. I had an online girlfriend. Okay, someone I met only once in my life. So
আবার একটু পজ করে, এটা কে করতেছে এই যে খ্যাস খ্যাস শব্দটা?
নাভিদ।
কেন ভাই?
এখন কিন্তু নাই।
Yeah, like why was it happening then?
I don't know.
আচ্ছা, go on.
So I had a girlfriend, online girlfriend, Facebook girlfriend, whatever, and we were reasonably close. And at the time, I don't know how relationships work. I don't know how people work. I don't know anything. And like her mother was an interesting character, but I don't want to like make her look bad. Okay, so I'll just say what happened. So there was a lot of things going on at the time, maybe some arguments between a lot of people, let's say. Like my parents knew, her parents knew, everyone knew, and there was stuff. And again, for background's sake, I need to tell you that I used to write poems, terrible poems.
Oh, same.
You cannot imagine how terrible they are, but people used to read them, everyone used to read them, like everyone around me, because I didn't know what quality was, and my whatever. So one day my father just comes up to me and he's like, do you know what that person said? Like her mother. She had called my father and she was like, your son is a psycho.
Nice.
Your son is a complete psychopath.
Yeah,
And
look, Abra, don't take my reaction as an offense, because
No, I didn't.
I have seen this several times, so yeah, go on, please.
like in this context, like in similar contexts.
Yep,
Yeah. So
happens a lot. Go on.
my father, just comes up to me and he's like, she said that. And like at that point, what really went through my mind was like how hurt my father was.
Yeah, I know, dude. Can relate.
Yeah, like, and that was just it came out of left field, like I wasn't even ready to, like I didn't even expect something like this to happen, and it just happened out of nowhere, and I was like, yeah, okay, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Well, and also there is the usual thing, the normal things, your family members all saying that you should go and get looked at by an autistic expert or something. Maybe you're autistic, maybe you're something, maybe you're autistic, maybe you should go see a doctor. Nice.
But
Okay.
dude, can I ask you something?
Yeah. What?
Can you pin this down to any specific event, man? What was that? Did she do that in response to something you said to her daughter or something? Or did she just randomly start to, like, এটা কি খুবই random ছিল?
Yeah, okay. So I think the issue was at the time that our relationship was in a really rocky, like, our first love, and I don't know what I'm doing, she doesn't know what she is doing.
Yeah,
We
it
are
is
all
up
messing
to
up.
you to figure it out, okay? So
And so she probably was depressed, and her mother probably saw this, and one thing led to another. We get to the phone call.
yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I can go on, but let's not get into college.
So like,
No,
if it is, did you have something to say about this? Finish this. এটাতে কি do you have to like, is this story ended নাকি আরেকটু বলা
no,
আছে?
no, no.
আচ্ছা, আচ্ছা,
I like. I think. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint why. Like, I cannot pinpoint exactly one specific event, and I can't point to that and say that that's
You don't-
why I.
Abrar, you don't have to. The relevant point has been made.
Yeah, but
We'll talk about this. You go on.
yeah,
please.
like I want to just like say that at this point in my life, like I think I started getting better in a sense, in the sense that I actually started becoming more social and started trying to not fit into, but actually function as a member of the
You
society.
became self-aware, is what I think.
No, I was always not always, but I can strictly remember the moment I became very self-conscious. Not only self-aware, but self-conscious. Self-awareness is a different thing. Like, okay, yeah, self-awareness happened very later. Like, I actually became aware of what's going wrong and what's happening later. But I became very self-conscious around age 13, and not that situation. It was something even pettier, but whatever. It was something else. But yeah, I guess I did not really understand. I still don't understand myself, but I started actually trying to function as a proper member of society, not a human being, just a member of society after I got into my recent current job, because I was in a situation where I had no other option, and they were in a situation where the only thing that mattered was me doing my job, not how I acted. Like, it was in their best interest to improve me, so they helped me in a way, although their help was whatever.
Unwelcome.
I mean, not only unwelcome, but they didn't like corporate culture in Bangladesh is really terrible.
Let me say this. It is entirely your credit that whatever happened, it made you the person you are. ঠিক আছে? I don't think whatever happened with the philanthropic sense that it would develop you. I think whatever happened because it was the most convenient series of happenings for someone in control. ঠিক আছে?
Yeah, basically.
It is to your credit that you made that into a useful tool in your arsenal. Please go on.
So, I think like one thing you have to, and I understood this even back then, but I did not consciously understand it. I could not apply it for reasons. But when, at least now, I think that when I am faced with any kind of rejection or something that really bothers me, I usually just take a long step back, and just think for hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, sometimes whole days. Just think like, okay, what happened? What went wrong? What do I want? What do I want? What did I want from this situation, and what did I get? And what can I do to do better?
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I kind of deal with it now. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I may come off as someone that has actually quote unquote fixed himself, but let me tell you, no, that did not happen. I'm still in the process of figuring a lot of things out. And
We all are.
I will be for the rest of my life, because
Yeah.
we all will be. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I want to say anything more right now.
Yeah, man. I know.
I'm drained,
It's hard. It's hard. Navid,
Okay.
your turn. Navstar-san. Itagakimasu.
I don't want to say any specific story because if I start saying any one of those stories, it will rather be that I was more abused than socially rejected. Socially rejection to me comes from আমি কোনো একটা সিচুয়েশনে বসে আছি and then I suddenly start noticing people that they don't want me around. Their actions, their movements, their facial expressions, body language all indicate that they don't want me around. And this happens to me quite a few times. Suppose তুই যেটা বললি যে like পাশে গেছোস and you're experiencing this for the first time and you don't know how to process this, right? এটা আমার more or less প্রায়ই হয় whenever I'm in university. or টঙের ওই যে টঙের এরিয়াটা তো দেখছোস যে পকেট গেট দিয়ে ঢুকাতে টঙে ঢুকে যায়.
Yeah, Navid often calls me up to like join him for tea just because he can take the environment around him.
Yeah, basically আমার এমন হয় যে আমি বসে আছি and then there are people around me and it's more or less a social gathering and everyone's talking, laughing and whatnot, but I feel excluded. They're trying to include me, they're not trying to include me, I don't know what's going on, but I start noticing that okay, they're making either fun of me or saying something about me and I can't take this. আমি এই জিনিসটা নিতে পারি না যে ঠিক আছে আমার মুখের উপর থাইকা আমার সাথে বসা and you're talking to another person, কানে কানে you're making fun of me আমার মুখের সামনে বসা, and that's the biggest social rejection I can like tell you right now. And this happens to me constantly. Like আমি বসে আছি আমার সাথে আরো 5 জন বসে আছে, ওই 5 জনের মধ্যে 2 জন whispering to each other about me and literally they're pointing at me and laughing and what is this?
Do you ever try to actually like confront them?
Man, like I can understand where he's coming from is that at a certain point you just don't feel like it's worth it.
Yeah, basically like এটা শেষ হইলাম বাসায় চলে যাবো and that's it. At a home. So I just চুপ করে কতক্ষণ বসে থাকি like okay. And এইখান থেকে ওই যে like this goes back to my anxiety. Like that's when I don't know how to function anymore. That's when I shut down. That's when my anxiety is hit. That's when I get angry, and that's when I shut down. I'm not shy. Just আমি process করতে পারতাছি না জিনিসটা. Like did I do something stupid? I'm to just বসে আছি. I was drinking tea. Did I say something stupid? Did I do something funny? I don't know what's happening. I'm confused.
Well, these are clear signs of heightened self-consciousness, but like being the way we are, we can't expect help.
Like if
either
I
from
did something stupid, like আমরা তিনজন একসাথে আছি, we've been doing a lot of stupid stuff, saying a lot of stupid stuff, and we're aware. ওইখানেও it's the same. If I did something stupid, I would be aware, or if I did something embarrassing, I would be. But I can't recall doing anything, so why am I embarrassed? And that's the moment I feel like, okay, they're rejecting me, or should I not be here? Can I not be here? Can I just go somewhere else? Like, তারপর হয়তো বা মাঝে মাঝে ওয়াহিদের ফোন দিয়ে আইসা পর বা আমি আসতেছি দাঁড়া. Like those are the moments আমি নিতে পারি না যে I don't belong here.
Yeah, and
can
I
belong
often
here.
don't respond appropriately because I'm having the same problem, except I perceive it way worse than he does. For example, like orto samne boisha people have to do shit. For me to feel like that, I don't even have to know the people around me. হ্যাঁ আমি এখন যে হাঁটি মানে মাঝে মধ্যে ইউনিভার্সিটির মধ্যে হাঁটতে হাঁটতেই আমার মনে হয় this is like I can't take this anymore. হ্যাঁ
Yeah, here's the thing. আমি focus করি on people that know me or people that know me আমার সামনে দাঁড়ায় আছে করতেছে because যে ভাই if I start noticing every single one which I at a point I did and আমার এমন একটা অবস্থা হয়ে গেছিল যে like I can't take this anymore. People around me are like are they looking at me funny? What's going on? What is this? এটা নিতে পারতেছি না. It's normal. This is, I think I was paranoid or something, or I don't know what. It's just আমার মাথায় কাজ করতেছে they're looking at me funny. So নিতে না পাইরা I would just go to my car in the parking lot and কানে headphone লাগায় just break এ পড়া থাকতাম. This happened. But ওইটা started like I don't have.
Yeah. No, Tushashka, please.
So
I apologize
after
for
no, it's okay. After a point, I'm like, nah, I'm just being paranoid, and I shouldn't care if they look at me or not. I'll just focus on the people I know, so that I can filter out more. Like I stopped noticing those, or I still notice those, but like I just don't bother with those. এখনো হয়তো বা রাস্তা দিয়ে হাইটে গেলে people will either look at me funny or think I'm an outcast or I shouldn't be here. The feeling of outcast is everywhere. It's like 24/7. If I go to your house or anyone's house, I don't visit a friend's house either. I feel like an outcast.
লাইক নাভিদের সিচুয়েশনটা দেখে একটা কথা মনে পড়লো শুনে লাইক when I was in college, I remember even after getting out of college for a time, I used to walk out of my house, and when walking down the road, like getting out of the neighborhood, I wouldn't be able to look up. I wouldn't be able to look at people's faces.
I noticed that. I think I noticed that, like at college and then later on at Comic-Con and shit.
Yeah, like I would freeze up if I actually tried to look at someone. I would freeze up. I couldn't move. I couldn't think. I would feel like I had done something terrible. I would be really embarrassed. I'd like it would be kind of like it was kind of like a panic attack, and it like at some point I just kept going with it. I remember this one time I was on a Laguna Tempo, like a vehicle, and I was in front of college. I needed to tell the driver to stop, and I told him to stop. I was right next to him, like how Lagunas work. So I was right next to him, sitting right next to him. I told him that he needed to stop, let me out, and my voice was so low, like beyond a whisper. He couldn't hear me. Luckily, the guy next to me heard me or something, and he was like, "Chacha, thaman."
He was assertive, yes.
Yeah, and that's how. I mean, I probably would have gone to Mohakali that day if he didn't say anything. But yeah, this whole thing kind of over time went away. Nowadays, it's not there anymore. Like I can actually look at people because I've had to, be in situations.
Yeah, I feel like I've gone through all the emotions that you and Navid have gone through, and I have dealt with them worse than you have. Right now, I'm probably more assertive than I ever was, or more self-aware, or more comfortable with myself than I ever was. But Yeah,
That's-
I definitely dealt with these in the moment that they were happening way worse than you guys did, because I actually let it influence my behavior. Yeah, over the years, I should make it clear that when I say that I lost everything I care about over the years, I'm not kidding. Like, there is not one group of friends I haven't alienated. Yeah. Because of how my behavior has been affected by my emotions. And not one group except Navid, because in spite of what he thinks, I truly believe that he's one of the most genuine people I've ever met.
I agree with that.
And ও মিউট হয়ে আছে এখন, সো কিছু কইতে পারবে না। I am unchallenged.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that's one thing to take away from all this, that no matter what you are going through, at some point you have to change. Like, I don't mean it like you have to become somebody else or you have to do it. No, I mean it like you will change, you will get better, you'll have to get better.
I have to disagree with that, because that is one of the core philosophies I live by. I do not believe people can change. I don't believe people, at their very core, people do not change. People face...
Yes, their course do not change, but the way they react or they behave,
exactly. The more you expose yourself to situations,
yes,
you can gauge your reactions. Okay? If you ওই যে নেড়া বেল তলায় দুইবার যায় না টাইপের একটা কথা আছে, আমি at least 3-4 বার বেল তলায় গেছি, for the same reason, and eventually I learned that maybe not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
I didn't change. I was still utterly ignorant of the বেলতলা's enmity with me. ঠিক আছে, আমি এখনো বুঝি নাই যে what exactly I have done to cause the initial reaction to me. It is true that I let my behavior be influenced by my emotions, but have my emotions not come after whatever caused them to exist in the first place? So the order of things that led to that, I still don't know. I am very petty and vindictive in that way. I am. You can convince me otherwise, but I behave appropriately because I choose to.
Exactly. This is just a very roundabout way of saying that if you are having suicidal thoughts, do not commit suicide. Yeah, basically.
Well, that's another one of my philosophies. I don't think I have earned the right to die. At this point, don't get me wrong, I'm very nihilistic about my existence. I actually think that dying would be the best case scenario for me at this point. I think the best thing that can happen to me is the end. But I don't think I have earned the right to have that good an ending to my story yet. That's why I keep going. I have to earn my stay. We should end this by having a discussion about each other's stories and how you feel about them. I don't think
I have another situation to discuss.
Yeah, but first of all, I don't think I should discuss about my story anymore, because I can't. You know, the feeling is visceral. I can't. There's nothing more I can add to this. So you guys should discuss about it. Okay? That's what I wanted to say.
না, এখানে জাস্ট একটা কথা, যখন আবরার বলতাছিল যে he can't make eye contact or মাথা সোজা করে হাঁটতে পারে না, I can relate to that too. I have had this habit যে since childhood আমি সবসময় মাথা নিচের দিকে তাকায় হাঁটি। I don't উপরের দিকে তাকায় আর সোজা হয়ে হাঁটি না। That's a problem. I don't know. That's, I think at this point I'm comfortable doing that. And as for the eye contact, I can't make eye contact with people. It's I feel nervous and it gets weird. So এটা এমন একটা সিচুয়েশনে যায় পরে whenever I'm talking to any female or anyone, I can't make eye contact and আমার মাথা নিচু থাকে and you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
They think I'm being a creep or I'm looking at them awkwardly, but I'm not. I can't make eye contact and my head posture is like that.
Yeah. Look, thing is, I have had that, but I haven't always had that. Because like everyone I know agrees that I was a very jovial child. Yeah. When something went wrong, so
Same.
something went wrong. I think something goes wrong with most people.
Yeah, basically. So I think since Wahid started the discussion, I think Wahid should start, talking about, like closing thoughts.
আচ্ছা সবগুলোতে একটা
other
জিনিস আমরা
stories,
কিন্তু
yeah.
more or less মিস করে গেছি. We never said how we handle these situations. তেমন একটা কিছু বলিনি.
Oh, like because this is not a situation you handle. This is a situation you grow up to live with. Except in my case, I didn't think that the feelings I had on that walk and that reaction gauging. I never like there was no magic button I pressed to like make it go away. ठीक है sir?
Like Navid, did you at the moment manage to handle any of those feelings or situations?
Nope. This is one of the
definitely.
reason why I'm a shut-in. I don't go out in social gatherings.
It's back. Interference. अच्छा.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay. So Wahid, what's your closing thoughts about our, the stories we shared?
About the stories you shared, you guys shared, like I've already said, আমি মধ্যে interrupt করে অনেক কিছু বলছি, like you guys were awfully quiet actually. So the thing is, like everything you said I can relate to, except the throwing chewing gum part. That's messed up. That's like that's stuff you see in like ওই যে 2000s এর দিকে কয়েকটা ডিজনি মুভি বাইর হইতো with like hilariously overblown portrayal of bullying.
Okay.
This is that. Like I can't believe this happened. I can't picture this happening in real life, man. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, it happened. What am I supposed to say now?
The others I could relate to very closely. Even the girlfriend thing, that relates to another story of mine that I'll tell some other day maybe. আজকের এপিসোড যথেষ্ট লম্বা হয়ে গেছে.
Yeah. So
নাভিদের কাহিনী আমি জানি, ও I expect আমার কাহিনী জানে. Like it is because of our mutual problems that we have a mutual respect, I think.
So
yeah, go ahead.
For me, I have the same feelings, like I relate to most of that, but I think like say Navid's problem, like the thing that happened to you, Wahid, like at the end, like recently, that one, that kind of just pissed me off, like I kind of have this had this hope that maybe people got better when they got into university or something. I guess not.
Let's be fair. It was just 1 year in. Let's be fair.
No,
Yeah,
they do
I
not.
was-
Usually people don't mature. Only some do, and rest of them are just idiots.
No. Like I have to be fair about this because the place we are talking about, it doesn't exactly promote a nurturing environment. ठीक है sir? Like if you haven't been
Acha,
there,
which university does? You have
Yeah,
been to
exactly.
two.
What place does?
I have had a significantly better experience at where I'm at right now, and at least from the teachers, you know.
Okay.
The students are like I tend to ignore them.
Yeah, they don't exist.
I remember like I can liken this to going to the zoo, but only focusing on the alligator. Nothing else exists. Because
So yeah, I've had my fair share of good times with the teachers because they've been really helpful
Yeah.
and
teachers
understanding
are
actually.
wholesome, man.
Yeah.
Wholesome. এদিকে teachers are wholesome.
এটা সত্যি কথা। এটা আমি I've had some really good teachers down the university life. Like I have to respect them.
Why did it piss you guys off? Like, I don't understand. It never pissed me off. I was just like taken aback, actually.
Oh no, I wasn't pissed off. I was like, acha, nah, this people actually do get this kind of shit. People with narrow-mindedness do this shit. So it wasn't unexpected of me, but it pissed me off because of another reason. It reminded me of another story, which I don't want to share on public.
Why did it piss you off, Abrar?
আমি পরে বলতাছি।
For
Sure.
me, it was more about like I do not think this is how you should behave. You know, I just don't.
I feel the same way about the thing, like the chewing gum thing, man. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Like the thing about your situation is like the way I say it. I'm an outsider, right? You guys are all classmates.
Yeah.
You should at least have a like friendly relationship, or at least, I mean, this is university level. This is not like college that I can just say, oh yeah, the age, the whatever. It just, I don't know, man. It's not how I expect people to behave.
Yeah.
Maybe when they were in school, maybe in college, we all did that, right? In school, like when we used to play, we'd be like, no, আর লাগবে না, লোক নাই, জায়গা নাই, anyway, okay, whatever. Because we were young, we were foolish, we were dumb. But when there is already a situation, like there is a fight going on, right? Shouldn't people's like initial like people's goal should be, from my perspective, to reconcile, to fix things, to figure out ways to
The fight was still going on though, when it hadn't reached its crescendo yet. That was on the return trip. ওইটা বললে এখন রাত হয়ে যাবে।
yeah, I guess. And in case of Navid, like Navid's situation, I really identify with, I relate with, but I think I have a very different way of dealing with it, I guess. Like, yeah, I remember like similar things happened when I was in school, right? And the whole college thing is beyond, that doesn't even count. That's beyond everything, but
আচ্ছা, এখানে I need to make something clear. You guys have been to school picnics and
I haven't.
study tours. Wahid?
No, I haven't. Why has?
Yeah, I guess.
Acha.
Some of them were fun.
Acha. I have never been to any one of them ever. Maybe one in class 7, I can't recall properly. That was messed up. And other than that, I haven't ever been to a coaching even. Like, my parents never felt right about it. So, teachers would come to my house and I always had home tutors. And as for like মাঠে যা খেলা, we never had a mat in school. So once every Thursday we would go to the nearest one to our school, public And I would just sit in a corner and watch people play and shit. I never volunteered or participated willingly. Like never. I never felt the need to. This is happening now because
Yeah.
I have to. Like আমাকে এখন participate করতে হইতাছে in these social gatherings. I cannot ignore these things. মানে even if I try to, I can't. There were instances যে like আমি একটা জায়গায় বসে আছি একলা চুপচাপ, I don't know how, and then I'm in a mess between two people that I'm completely unrelated to. I have no engagement to them. I haven't talked to them. I don't even bother with them nor anyone, but I'm in between their mess. Kemne? I don't know, but I was just sitting in a like দোতলার একটা কোণার মধ্যে আমি জাস্ট বইসা হেডফোন লাগায় গান শুনি, and ওইটাতে আমি পড়ে গেছি। I'm like, wow, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Like that মাঝখানে একটা কথা বলছিল, like you never felt the need to participate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of has been my way of dealing with people for the longest time, you know. Like even when I was in situations where like the situation you mentioned where people were making fun of you in front of you, but you didn't know why or what to do, right? I never really, like when I got into those situations, I just always খরচে খাতায় ফেলে দিছে, you know, like I don't care. Like I have always told myself that I don't care. I actually cared. I didn't know. It hurt me. I didn't know. But I always told myself I didn't care, and I kept on acting as usual, you know. And when I actually got home and when I was alone, well, then like I would feel very bad about it, very terrible about it. But at the same time, I would be like, I wouldn't recognize it, you know.
Yeah.
Like that was the reason. Yeah. So Navid, what are your closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts are actually nothing. These are at this point আমার করা লাগতেছে and আমি করতেছি. They are redundant, and once all of this is over, they will be over. Maybe new people will come, or maybe I'll go back to being okay. If I don't have to, I don't need to. That's my closing thought. And I don't know how to deal with this. Like, I don't know how to deal with social rejection. I just like I stop functioning, and then if it goes bad to worse, I just call Wahid and run over, or make him come over, one or the other.
I think you should. I mean, maybe I'm in no position to actually advise it. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
feel
tried.
like-
Here's the thing. I tried becoming like one of those people. I tried becoming what people call a normal person, and
No. No, I am not suggesting you do that. I'm suggesting that when situations like those arise, maybe you should just take those guys or one of those guys to a side and actually try to talk to them.
if they had the mental capacity to even understand what they are saying, that would be possible. Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a problem.
I'd rather have a tree to talk to. I mean, at least that it would understand me.
I mean, then just cut them off, you know. At least
I try to cut off people, but it doesn't happen. I mean, it happens when the phase is over. They are over with the phase.
Like phase.
Yeah, it's like the university phase. I can tell you.
Oh, okay.
The university phase, the college phase. Like from college, you guys exist. That's one thing. That's a different issue. But অনেকেই নাই, কেউই নাই. ইন কলেজে
Yeah, see,
অনেকেই ছিল কিন্তু
thing is,
বাট এখন কেউই নাই
yeah, people have their way of coping with things. Like it's just because we can relate our struggles to each other's doesn't mean that we know about the struggles of everyone else. Take a set. The most outgoing of people could feel like they don't belong.
Yeah. True.
So let's just focus on it. That's my thing, Arki. I put all my focus on myself. Like I think about people, I think about you, but from a moment to moment perspective, I am my top priority. And I know that's supremely selfish and shit, but it's my way of dealing with things. Okay.
I mean, I don't really agree with the idea that it's selfish, but that's another discussion. You know?
Yeah.
That's another discussion.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Too gloomy. এত স্যাড ভাবে শেষ করা যাবে না।
Yes, of course.
আমি জোক বলবো।
Yes.
See, history joke, ঠিক আছে?
Okay.
Everyone knows about Byzantine, right? The country. Well, if you leave Byzantines like alone for long enough, they turn into bison adults.
Bye.